So we have seen the PlayStation 5. Now I'm not here to recap the event, I'm assuming you've already seen it. And if you haven't, just get out, leave. Nobody wants you here. No, because of the time difference, by now there's already probably 100 videos out there doing a detailed rundown of the event, better than I could ever muster up. So selfishly, this is more just my opinion of the event, some of the announcements, some theories, some predictions, and of course, as always, I'd love to hear some of yours. So if at any point you agree with something I've said, you hate the words coming out of my stupid face, or somewhere in between, don't forget to leave your comments down below. And of course, if you want to continue the conversation after this video is over, I'll leave a link in the description down below to my new Discord channel, where you can discuss this topic with other like-minded individuals. By which I mean we have the mental capacity of a 5-year-old. Onto the video. So we'll get onto some of the game announcements, but we got to start with the moment that we've all been waiting for, the actual console reveal. Firstly, congratulations, Sony. There was a couple of slips here and there, but to get all the way to an event like this with minimal leaks, I applaud you. Yes, based on some of the dev kit designs that leaked, I truly believed we were getting something that looked like this. But what did I think of the actual console design? I'm here for it. I like it. Does it look like a router, or router, depending on where you're from? Sure. Is it reminiscent of an Alienware PC from the mid-2000s? You betcha. But I appreciate the bold move to go with something that honestly looks a bit like a concept design, kind of like the designs and things we would get from creative 3D artists and YouTubers in the lead up to an event like this. And then we get the event and we get a black box. No offense, Xbox. So we can see from the open sides, this is Sony's solution to their famous cooling issues. I'm looking forward to seeing the inside of this thing. So far, Sony has led us to believe that their cooling issues have been resolved, and without the console sounding like a jet engine that's about to take off. From the size, it doesn't look like there's a giant heatsink in there, and from their comments on how quiet it is, we can assume it's not full of fans. So I'm intrigued, curious, maybe even a little aroused. So when we first got the reveal, I believe I was thinking the same thing as I've seen a lot of people saying, specifically about the orientation of the console. Like, can this thing be laid down? Everything in the reveal showed it upright, and with the kind of wave shape that it's got, it gave me some concerns. However, we have seen marketing material come out since showing it on its side, so that doesn't appear to be an issue. However, I still wonder about like stackability. If you've got any other consoles or units under a TV unit, for example, can you put stuff on top of it? Would you want to? I don't know. So obviously we saw two consoles, which was actually one of my educated guesses before the event started. So, you know, clearly, I am the smartest man alive! But slightly different to what I was thinking. I think I was going into this thinking PS5, PS5 Pro, kind of like the Series X, two different models, two different specifications. So when the digital one came up, the digital edition, I gotta be honest, it threw me. And then I thought on it, and I'm also here for that, and I've seen a lot of support for it online since the event as well. So here are some of my thoughts specifically on the digital edition. Firstly, this is probably the last generation of consoles where we're gonna see a disc drive. Plain and simple. If Sony can prove that they can make this work, and if the digital edition sells better, then we may soon see game discs go the way of VHS, or cassettes, or vinyls. Remember HD DVD? That was a fun year. As soon as the digital edition was announced, I could literally feel the poop filling Reggie's underpants. This could very well be the final nail in the coffin of the gaming resale industry. So in the US, GameStop. In the UK, we've got CEX. A lot of people just refer to it as the sex shop, and that's always confusing. But yeah, it's a concerning time to be in that industry. It does, however, raise an interesting point for what the gaming resale mechanism looks like for a completely digital ecosystem. I've got to imagine this isn't something that could be facilitated by a third party. There's no like GameStop going completely digital and taking over this area. If we were going to see it implemented, it would have to be by the actual platform themselves, so Sony or Microsoft. And I can only think of how trade-ins would work. So maybe you uninstall a game and get back probably just like a online store credit. There's no way of this working that I can think where you would digitally trade it in and then buy somebody else's digital edition for a lower price. That's not a thing. There's no second-hand disc with scratches on it. And finally, I share in your frustration that we did not get a price announcement for either of the consoles. Seems like Sony and Microsoft are both playing cat and mouse with this final detail. I do have a theory on the price difference between the two consoles themselves though, less the actual retail price. I think everyone's kind of in the ballpark of 500 to 650, there or thereabouts. If you've got a specific opinion, let me know down below. But I'm going to make a prediction that they may actually come out around about the same price. This is purely speculation on the fact that I think that the digital edition may actually come with more storage than the disc version. Obviously, you are very dependent on that to store your games, and that storage difference between the two consoles could actually balance out the price. But yeah, as I stated, with the price being the one thing we don't know, I've seen this generating a lot of conversations online, so I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And now let's get into some of the games that were announced during this event. Again, just my opinion, but I'm going to let you know what I thought slapped and what not so much. Firstly, it was impossible to count the number of shiny surfaces in all of the game announcements. Trust me, we tried on stream. This just tells me that ray tracing is here in a big way and I'm here for it, but we just got to get some details on frame rates. Did everything in the lineup look next gen? No, of course not. There are always going to be those art styles, that more cartoony look that won't ever take full advantage of the processing power of the new next-gen consoles. And I think we've seen time and time again that it can take game developers a while to fully optimize their games to run on new hardware. I remember when I first saw Heavenly Sword, that was like a launch title for the PlayStation 3, and I thought it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Compare that to the end of the PlayStation 3's life cycle when we were seeing things like GTA 5, it made it look like crap. So with that being said, in that extensive lineup, which games did I think were a bit of a miss? Firstly, Returnal. Interesting gameplay, but graphics, they're not wowing me. This, to me, isn't a great example of a next-gen title. If you told me it was coming out for PlayStation 4, I'd believe you. Destruction All-Star. Not gonna lie, I'll probably play it, but this one to me just lacks imagination. It's like somebody took Rocket League and Fortnite and forced them to make a mistake.
Hey! Yeah? What the hell is this?
And finally, we're not going to go too negative on this. There were only a few that stood out to me as a and the last one was Goodbye Volcano High. Honestly, I just had no idea what I was watching. I think we referred to it on stream as BoJack Horseman with dinosaurs.
It's not me. It's the people that are the problem. Everyone's dumb and I am great. Why do I always forget that?
But with that being said, what slapped? Number one on my list has to be Spider-Man Miles Morales, because honestly, I didn't think we were getting another Spider-Man until 2021, and my body is ready. Yeah, the fact that this is a launch title, holiday 2020, massive win for me. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Big fan of the franchise. Some of the gameplay demoed of quickly jumping between worlds, I think was a fantastic demonstration of the speed of the console's SSD. Not to mention, Clank is adorable.
Ratchet.
And then I don't think anyone was surprised, but I'm still super hyped for it. Horizon Forbidden West, probably one of my favorite console games in recent memory. So much so that I'm very much looking forward to playing it again on PC at a higher frame rate. And then some of the new IPs, of which we saw way more than I was expecting, to be honest. I just thought they were going to play it safe with some of the classics. So Project Athia, I have no idea what I was watching, but the environments look amazing. She's some kind of earth-bending Jedi. And there was a giant ass dragon, so I'm down for all of that. Deathloop seemed like a super original concept. I'm a fan of the art style, the excessive violence, and again, some of the gameplay mechanics of time quickly changing is another good example of that SSD speed. So just a very quick video, those are just some of my thoughts, but now I'd love to hear from you. What did you think of the console design? Which version would you be going for? What do you think the price will be? Which was your favorite game in the lineup? Which ones were a miss for you? Anything, let me know in those comments down below. But that's it from me, so if you enjoyed this video, found it somewhat helpful, a like rating would be appreciated. If you have not already, remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.